All right, here we go. It's what, turn 27, September 1916, and it's that time again, national morale time for a few of these states. So we have to go through everybody and just see what the heck's going to happen. All right, Germany is looking for something. It's like, all right, we need something to get our morale back here a little bit. All right, so they don't have any modifiers at the moment, so it's just a straight up die roll, and they roll a 6, so they're good. No problem. So a 7 or less, you're fine. All right, here we go, Austria-Hungary. Okay, they lost one city, and they've had a low morale once before, so they got a +2 to this die roll. So we'll just see what happens. Oh, a 3 + 2 is 5, so they're good. So they're, hey, they get some reinforcements this turn. That's 7 going that they have now. All right, there's no Ottomans, there's no Bulgarians, there's no French. Italians are kicking back in the war, and nobody in France yet. Okay, submarine warfare, nope. So it's a straight up die roll. They rolled a 4. So Britain is good. Russia has lost one city. So they got a +1, but the open links are open, so they got a -1. So 0. All right, so they're good. So everybody's fine. We do have to start rolling. It's when you hit a year in, and I think the Romanians are fine. I gotta forget. When was it the Romanians came into the war? February. So we don't have to worry about the February 17. So yeah, they're good. And Greece just came in. All right, so that's good. That's all there is for the pre-game lineup. So there is a advantage happening for Austrians. They're now happy to get some more reinforcements. All right, we'll be back. All right, here we go. Turn 27. The Germans on the Eastern Front. As we look at the September battlefield, still dug in along here. Everybody's just like staring at each other. But over here, you have an attack happened here, and they moved up here and took out the units that were there, just obliterated them. And then over here, so that kind of opens up things right along here and along this front. And then the Austrians right here attacked this place right here and had a defender demoralized, and they had to fall back. So the Russians got kicked out of the area, and now they're marching back on to Lemberg again. And if the Austrians can get this crossroads again, this may open up the front. If they, with the help of the Germans over here, they may be able to pump some troops down this route and maybe get to Odessa or Kiev over here, or even march down this road right here to get to Bucharest. So that could alleviate some of the problems. Because the one interesting thing is that I forgot to mention is if you look at this line, you can see a little green line runs right through here, and then it goes up through past Budapest. The British Army cannot go basically into this area. So that means that the Brits will have to go here, and that means that we'll have to pull Romanians to go over to here to protect themselves. So that is a possibility to relieve pressure on the southern front right here. So there are some options right there. So it all hinges on the Austrians getting that city back and getting that crossroads, so then they can get a supply line going down there. And that will force the Russians to start moving troops down here, which are bottled up there, keeping the Germans at bay. If the Austrians are successful relieving pressure up there, that means the Germans can advance over there. So there's like give and take. So it's, and for the longest time, the Austrians have just been hunkered down, having a miserable time of it. And there's some light at the end of the end of the tunnel, possibly for the Austrians. All right, so over here in France, Germans have moved a lot of troops up and are trying to bottle in the British forces. So if the British don't want to get cut off, if they do fall back to Cherbourg, they can survive there as supplied. But if they get like a defender demoralized and have to fall back, it would be a bad day. So it may be the point now it's unattainable for the Brits to sit there and look at things in France at the moment. So got to put some pressure on them. All right, so that is the end of the turn. And no, not the end of the turn. That's the end of the German side of the turn. We've still got to go to the Allies and just see what happens. All right, we'll be back. All right, here we go. Turn 27, Eastern Front, September 1916. As you can see, the Russians have dug in here. They moved some reinforcements to here. They'd like to be able to put them here, but they can't because, well, it didn't have enough movement. Basically, when you entrain them, costs a point, detrain costs a point, and then to get to this hex is another 2 points of movement. So they need a movement of 4, and they only have 3, so they can't get there. They moved up some troops went to here, troops went to there, reinforcements came to here. The guys that were demoralized and fell back, they are here, so they're going to remove their demoralized symbol at the end of this turn. And they here got attacked. The group that went from here to here attacked and demoralized that cav unit that's there, kicked them back. So that was the extent of the combat on the Eastern Front there. All right, so over here we have the Brits have finally made it into contact down here, and well, right now we got the Germans are on one side of the river and the Brits are on the other side of the river, and the demarcation line goes right through here. So this is going to be the Greek and Romanian sector probably, and this will be the British sector. So right now it's still a traffic jam of units still slogging their way through to the front. And one Romanian unit is cut the line through here and they got to there. So at the moment we'll just have to see what happens with those guys, but they can only get so far, so they can go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. They can make it to that city right there, that little town village. So but that will cause problems because that can cut the line right there. So anyway, that's pretty much what's happening on the southern front. And over here you can see the Brits fell back. They're going back. Looks like they're heading back to Brest. It looks like it's time to disembark this area, fall back into this little area, pulling these troops out. So they're doing their job of keeping the Germans occupied at the moment. And it doesn't mean if they can leave, pull everybody out of the area, and doesn't mean they can't sometime in the future like do a invasion someplace else if they want to, or just move the troops into southern, move everybody, all those division or army corps or army groups, move them into this area. So ship them in and cause problems in the south. I'm going to tell you, a full British army down here is causing havoc because they're out on the plains now, so this is open terrain again. So there's no really good other than the rivers to block. And you got a city on one side and a city on the other. So yeah. All right, we'll be back.